Character choice is one of the most underrated parts of writing plots and stories. Most people do not connect that character choice directly connects to the consequences that a character has to confront later in the story. We are going to cover 3 mistakes people make when considering character choice in writing their plots, and we're going to dive into a simple framework you can use to tighten up your plots and act structure. Mistake number 1, the choices the characters make don't have actual consequences later in the story. Everything a character does or does not do is a choice that they make. Those choices should matter, and they don't matter if they don't have consequences for good and bad later in the story. Mistake number 2, character choices are not connected to the character's flaw. Character flaw is what creates meaning and conflict in your story. If the choices your characters make aren't a direct byproduct of what is wrong with them in their own inner emotional life, you're probably not going deep enough or taking your story as seriously as you should. Number 3, the choices your characters make are arbitrary. If you're having a character make choices and react in a way that is disconnected from the situation at large in your story, you're not looking at your plot clearly enough. Character choice shows us the character's flaw. Think about how you can externalize the emotional inner life of a character by making them do things because of their flaw. And consequences force your characters to confront the flaws that they have. It's a loop. You have the characters making choices because of the flaw, and the consequences that are a byproduct of those choices force the characters to change. They force the character to deal with the inner life that they need to confront. Let's just say you have a character whose flaw is that they don't trust other people. If you make them make a choice that shows that distrust, if you're smart at plotting, that choice should directly have a consequence later in the story. A concrete, specific consequence that externalizes the pain of the character. If a character's flaw has consequences in the plot, they'll be forced to change. So many stories have kind of like an arbitrary all is lost moment that the character just sort of suddenly changes and has a change of heart. If you make sure that the consequences are biting at their heels throughout the story, that moment of change will actually feel earned. Here's a framework. Every scene is an event where a character makes a choice. And ideally, it is a choice that is representing their flaw or representing how they really want to or need to change in the story. The choice should have emotional significance. If every scene is an event, and you connect every event with but or therefore. Bob went to the grocery store, but his car broke down. Therefore, he called his mom, etc., etc. You will be able to connect those character choices to consequences in a really logical way. Let's go through an example from The Matrix. Neo wants to meet Morpheus. Therefore, Morpheus challenges Neo to follow his instructions to escape Neo's office. But Neo is afraid to take a leap of faith. Therefore, Agent Smith captures Neo to interrogate him. But Neo refuses to give information about Morpheus. Therefore, Agent Smith plants a bug on Neo to infiltrate Morpheus's group. But Neo chooses to trust Trinity and venture past his comfort zone, his flaw. Therefore, Neo is debugged and meets Morpheus. Therefore, he takes the red pill, etc., etc. In the beginning of Act 1, Neo wants to meet Morpheus. By the end, he has met Morpheus, and he's made choices along the way. He chose to not follow Morpheus' instructions. Therefore, he got captured. He was bugged by Agent Smith and presented with a choice. Do you take my way or the highway? Therefore, Morpheus asks Neo if he wants to make a choice to go down the rabbit hole to take the red pill or the blue pill. Neo chooses the red pill. Therefore, he gets plucked out of the Matrix, yada, 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 yada. Anyway, if you liked this video and want more content like this, like and subscribe. And if you want to continue your screenwriting journey, take our free course with NYU professor John Warren, Writing the Short, which covers everything you need to know about writing short films.